Ooh. Bet you guys might like that. Turn my headlights off. Now it's time to get down to business. Hey guys, what's going on this morning? It's about 11 o'clock. Getting a little bit of a slow start this morning. Nice day, Memorial Day. I'm gonna stay home this weekend, kind of let you guys get out there on the boats, have some fun, get with the families. I'm gonna be here at the house, grinding away on some metal. I got a surprise for you today. I got a package. It's not your usual box opening, and we'll walk out there to the Camaro. I gotta back it up, flip it around, and let me switch this around right quick. If you watch my other videos, I was up in West Texas. West Texas Panhandle. We've always called it West Texas, but it's actually Panhandle. And out there with the dang tumbleweeds are bigger than cars, man. It's always windy. Always something going on with the weather. Anyway, this is my box I was talking about. And got it in the mail last week. So I'm going to do a trial fit. Take this original one off. It's pretty rusted up underneath. Let me see if I can open it up with my hand here. It's got pretty good rust inside. And for the price of that one, that's a Sherman deck lid I got off of Amazon. I'll include that in the link. But with some points I had, I got it for 80 bucks. You spend more money trying to get rid of this rust on the inside than just going ahead and just buying another one. I want to do that. Do a trial fit on that. I'm gonna paint it before I put it on for the final time. For now, anyway. And I got some gloss paint coming. I'm gonna reprimer all the quarter panels and top, stuff like that. And then I'm gonna do it in kind of stages. I don't really have room, as you can tell, to make this a paint shop right now. And I'd be really mad if I painted it my metallic Le Mans blue, getting that first ding because of something inside the shop that I hit. But I'm gonna do the back first. I'm gonna paint all this black, primer it, and work the welds down a little bit, and paint it black. Finish all this up on the edging, and then I'm gonna cut this piece and get rid of all this rust. I had bought a new tail section, and but this is the original one. I just cut it where I needed to, and so what I'm thinking is the new tail section, new tail light section. I'm gonna cut this off and then graft it to this old piece on the Camaro, and that way it'll have the shape and the curve just like this one. But I'm just going to flip this one around, you know, from that new piece, and use it up here. And after that, I'm going to work all this, like I said, get it ready for paint. And I'm going to take the tank out and finish my brackets and do some trimming. I got to do some fittings. This one's leaking. It broke off. This is a Tanks Incorporated sending unit, and the actual piece broke off on the return. And this is actually not the return. This is like the return for the gas. This is the vent, and I gotta clock this a certain way, and then I'm gonna cut a little bit more metal out down here at the bottom to kind of give it more room. I'm gonna replace this with the braided line, even though that's a vent line. These rubber hoses, they crack and they don't look good after a while. This is probably, when I put this on, this is probably about 2 years old now. So you can see what happens to this great rubber products we have now. And this is just a vent. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna go back with some braided line just for the vent. This right here is that PTFE line for the fuel pressure. I'm gonna switch over off and on, you know, for running alcohol, ethanol. And I did that PTFE line for that one purpose. That way you can switch back and forth. I'm not gonna run it on ethanol all the time. But I did the coating on all this when I did the quarter panels, and then I think I'm just gonna paint the floorboard because I like the look of the floorboard shiny. This part, you know, I like the coating, the look on the sides. But to kind of make the back end, freshen it up, drop the tank, and I gotta turn this the beast around, the big beast, and kind of get geared up. I'll do the unboxing on that, see how well they package it. Hopefully there's not a big old dent right in the middle of the top of the deck lid. So stay tuned. Saturday. Already popping. Room with Camaro, like a workaround. '21 or 2022, I can't remember. It's about sun's back. Fuel injection. Good. Headlight. Pretty sweet too. You got some aftermarket. I think a Reinhardt pipes on it. You got Reinhardt. Well, I did the preliminary look on the deck lid and it's not good. You always take a 50-50 chance when you order stuff online, hopefully, especially sheet metal, if it's gonna work out okay. I remember I tried twice on the windshield, and then I sent both of those back, and I finally had to go down to Summit Racing in Arlington, Texas, and pick up one. And then I think I can't remember the quarter panels or the door skins. One of the other. I had to go down there and pick at least one of them up. But anyway, I'm gonna flip this around, let you guys look, and look like we're gonna be sending this deck lid back. You buy something brand new, hopefully 50-50 chance on the shipping thing, that you don't want to do any body work more than you have to, especially when you're going back with new skins, new quarters. But this one being a deck lid, I'm gonna send this one back. I knew 50-50 from my past experience that it might not go good. So anyway, I'm gonna have to do all that rigmarole to get it shipped back. And I'm gonna turn this around and let you guys see what I'm talking about. So they pack the corners pretty good, but you know, guys in the warehouse, especially if it's Monday or a Friday, stuff can go pretty crazy pretty quick. Wednesdays they kind of get a little bit better, but just depends on what you go and get. There's no dents, you know, in the middle, but down here on the corners, it's been whoppy jawed, and I don't feel like doing no body work. I got to do enough as it is on my ride, so this got boogered up pretty good. You can tell it right here. It looks like it's got thrown down and bent up, and same thing on this side. This is bent down. This side's okay, but that side's bent down pretty good. So return to sender. So this is another tail light housing sheet metal piece, and this is what I'm going to cut off right here. And it's pretty long too, and I can graft that pretty easy. It won't be too bad. So there you have it on that. So I'm gonna let it rip, tater chip, and get after it, and then we'll go from there. Let's try this again. I'm drain the gas out of the tank, so I'm gonna hook the supply line. Yep, it's filling. Make it a lot easier to pull that tank off. So this is the let's see. That's the supply. This goes to the fuel rails there. That's the return. That's the return right there. Goes right there. So I had some extra lines where I could do this, make it easier. That's it. Let's take a little bit better look at what I did underneath. This is a reman floor pan for the trunk, but I cut this out so I can get to my sending unit and fuel pump. And I painted it gray because you can't see when you paint your stuff black. But I got my sliders. You see my disc brake set up. That's 8.8 Ford Explorer in. Bought the girdle for it. Got the factory little pan off. I mean, either way is okay. But anyway, that wasn't too bad. I got this off. I think it was Amazon too. And my exhaust, 3-inch exhaust. Man, I had to do some tricky welding and slicing to get that to fit. And I got my brace up there for my shocks. But let you guys look at that. Did the cleaning on it. Making sure the rear frame rails are nice and good. I doubled up on the brace up there on the frame. I did that on both sides. And these are all original. We've got the original part number on it. It wasn't too bad. They wasn't rusted out at all. Yes, you can tell it's pretty crusty back in the day. Been left outside, mistreated. See all that. You see where the spot welds are. But I don't think even cutting this out would have been more trouble than what it's worth. So took the old handy dandy 4-inch grinder to it. Well, as you can tell, it has a different radius on it. I'm going to have to do some slices on this to get it to bend that way, and then I can tack them up, smooth them out. But with how this fit, like so, to get it to form about the same. It's not as flat across like you hear on the bottom. And, I can just have to cut one side. Cut this bottom side, because it's gonna go like this. So I can cut the bottom side so many inches on this side, and then that I got a stretcher and a shrinker over there on my English wheel. I might try it a little bit. It might not be able to go in too far, but we'll see how that goes on the shrinker, to shrink it to come that way. I don't think it'd take too much. Well, I think I'm gonna go a different way. Instead of using the shrinker, I think I need to actually use the trunk itself to bend this. I took it all the way down flat on the original part of the top of the trunk, and I'm going to set screws. At some point I'm going to have to use some heat to help me bend it back. If I can start it in the middle and do both sides and just kind of gradually get out wider with it, and just kind of work it the best I can, and once I do that, I think I'll be okay, and I can go back in and fine-tune some of this stuff, because I had to cut little slices in this metal to make it where to go back, because it has a tendency to come this way because it's a different panel. So just to make a poor boy way of doing things, I think this is what I'm going to do. Just kind of gradually go back with it, and go from there. That wasn't too bad. Just kind of work it. Started in the middle. Just kind of worked it this way, and it followed. I think those little reliefs help quite a bit, because you know how if you don't have some place in the metal for it to give it the relief, then it's not going to bend. But I can fill all this in quite a bit, you know, and it followed the original one pretty good. I think this was the better way. You can just kind of get going for it on the shrinker. And I can go back in, and then in between the screws I can do a spot weld. And once I do all the spot welds in between, I can gradually come back and probably start in the middle like I did earlier. Just take one screw at a time, spot weld it, take that one out, spot weld it, and then it's kind of going back and forth so the metal will keep on staying to that form. So not too bad for a poor boy. And we'll see how it goes when I do this other part. Well, we finally got it smoothed out, and probably going to add a little piece underneath, spot welded on top, or even on the bottom. You don't need much, just enough to fill that gap up, and I can put some seam sealer in there. Same way on this side. But, I think it's going to work out pretty good. You know, it's not like the actual ring that goes around the whole trunk, but it saved me a few pennies where I can use it for buying more horsepower. And I put some more spot welds in here Use some seam sealer to go all the way through the where I spot welded it. And even on the factory, I was noticing back in through here, this is all factory. They did a lot of heavy spot welds, you know, to get this ring put on. And I used the wire brush on the drill. See, this has some seam sealer from the factory. So anyway, you know, like this right here, this is all factory. They didn't smooth it out or anything. Just use seam sealer. So I think what I did with seam sealer, you know, this not gonna be a show car. It's gonna be a driver, man. We getting down the road with it. But, I got my Punisher lid tacked down, and I had drilled holes where I can spot weld it. I kind of missed it a little bit on this side, so I just added some spot welds on the inside and smoothed it out. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on the actual bolts. Get them a little bit shorter. But get ready to paint the inside. Kind of keep it from doing that surface rust. So I might paint the inside of the trunk that Le Mans blue. We'll see. Go from there. That might be it for today. And we'll pick up. I need to find, I have some primer when I was doing the car. And I'll find it and try to get some primer on it. That deck lig's going back. And try to get down to Arlington where Summit Racing is, get another deck lid. I was kind of shooting it in the wind for 50-50 shot, but sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. So, I'm gonna put a new deck lid, and I got that right fender I need to replace, so I can pick that up when I'm down there at Summit Racing in Arlington. But that's my main deal right now, is getting the trunk painted. I had to do the spot welds and stuff. And I didn't want to catch my place on fire, so I pulled the tank and I got it out there in the yard. So I guess that's it, guys. See you on the next one. You guys might like that. Turn my headlights off. Now it's time to get down to business.